Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome into this week's 3-Point Stance presented by Mountain Dew. Filling in for Megan Triplett this week, I'm Jessica Benson. Get to catch up with John Roser. Roser, what a weekend.
I haven't seen you at all this weekend either. Oh, wait. Yeah, I saw you yesterday with your fiance when we watched the 49ers Seahawks game. Other than that game,
Good times.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing well other than that. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It was a busy weekend full of a little bit of chaos, but the majority of my teams won. Like USC won this weekend, which is great because everyone else in the Pac-12 just beats each other and eats itself alive. So at least we have some more chaos when it comes to the college football playoff rankings. And the Bills destroyed the Texans and the Broncos finally lost a game, but that was to be expected.
That was to be expected. Yeah, no, other than that, everything is totally, as the kids would say, Gucci.
Do they still say that?
I don't know.
Are the kids still saying that? Well, I'll tell you where things are not Gucci is University of Memphis football, who just lost their second straight game, falling to Temple this weekend, and a very similar script to what happened to them last weekend against UTSA. Build up a big lead. This time around, they were up 17-0 in a flash. And next thing you know, they lose the game. They had two huge fumbles, still not being able to get that offensive momentum, and the defense just can't come up with the big plays to help them get a win.
Yeah, I was on my way to I did not get to watch the game, but I was on my way to Nashville, and I was checking, having my buddy with me, checking the phone, checking the score. And one of my picks on the odds couple was Memphis -6 in the first half. So when they're up 17-0, I'm thinking, all right, I'm good to go. I got a winner there. I got a winner on that one. I figured they would bounce back. I heard Ryan Silverfield was all on them this entire week, the entire week of practice. And then, look, my concerns with Memphis the whole time and why I picked UTSA to cover and beat them was I had questions about their offense. They scored 42 points against Nicholls State, but it's Nicholls State, whatever. You scored 55 against Arkansas State, but everybody scores on Arkansas State. This isn't anything crazy. Like everybody does. Their defense is horrible. And then you play Mississippi State, and you got to think you really only scored 17 against Mississippi State because 2 of your touchdowns came off a scoop and score, and then the Calvin Austin, did he down the punt, did he not? And then you have UTSA, you get up 21-0. One of those is a scoop and score too. And you essentially only scored 21 points against UTSA. You win with 28. You only scored 21 against them. And then you get up 17-0 in this game, and then you blow that lead too. And I do have questions about their offense. I look at them and I see a transition going on with how they're going to play football going forward. Ryan Silverfield's a guy who's an offensive line coach. That's where he came from. And it's very clear to me he wants to be a power football team. That's the kind of team he wants to be. The days of the Mike Norvell, Justin Fuente kind of spread them out and just get a bunch of speed and playmakers. That is not the case because you look at after Calvin Austin's gone, who are the playmakers on the outside? Like I don't see any of them. So that does give me concern going forward. And then Brandon Thomas, who I think can be a great player at running back there, and that dude can't put the ball on the ground the way he did.
Yeah, him and that turnover by Kylan Watkins at the goal line, that was just inexplicable. I mean, Silverfield himself said, I couldn't figure out for the life of me what happened. He should not have fumbled the football. Some of those offensive woes you're going to have because you have a true freshman quarterback who's 18 years old, who by all means, we didn't necessarily expect him to be the starting quarterback for the Tigers this season. He's now in that spot. There's still enough promising things from Seth Hennigan that it's like, okay, cool. You might have your guy moving forward, but it's going to be some growing pains. And I think people got very caught up in the, big bad win over an SEC team. It is unfortunate though, because if you hadn't lost these two last games, that win over Mississippi State at least looks a little better after their win over Texas A&M over the weekend.
Mississippi State's a good team. I do believe Mississippi State's a good team. They should have beaten LSU. Mississippi State, they did it against Memphis. They did it against LSU. It was back-to-back weeks. They just shot themselves in the foot in both games. I mean, we know the Memphis game. And then the LSU game. LSU really was like 3 big plays they gave up. And Mississippi State turned it over. They drove right down the field on their first couple of drives against LSU and just turned it over 2 weeks ago on both of them and just bad turnovers. And I think Mississippi State should have beaten LSU. And LSU sucks. That was confirmed with Auburn getting their first win over them in like 30 years.
Bo Nix, baby.
Yeah, Bo Nix down in Baton Rouge. Well, the Memphis Grizzlies held their open practice yesterday, and look, they're going to play tomorrow night for the first time. And It's preseason, but what are you most looking forward to? What do you? But and don't give me the. I just want to see the team get back out there on the court. What is one thing you're looking for?
I think I am looking for what everybody is looking for, and that is just to see Jaren Jackson Jr. get after it, healthily running up and down the court, his dynamic with Ja, how they continue to grow as a duo. Again, it's the preseason. Like, we're not going to get all the tricks in one game, but just in a sense of like, okay, you're healthy. I want to watch you. I want to see you play basketball from day one for this team this season, because so much of what this team wants to ultimately accomplish falls on the continued growth of, yes, John Morant and him taking that next step and hopefully going after an all-star like season, but that's all tied to Jaren. And so it all starts, for lack of a better cliche, it all starts with game one, and game one is preseason, game one tomorrow night against the Bucks.
Yeah, mine is Brandon Clark.
Okay.
I want to see him take threes. And I want to see that jump shot, and I want to see if he fixed that little hitch that he didn't have in year one, that he then redeveloped in year two. But I get it was a weird offseason bubble, all that. Couldn't really do a lot of in-person stuff. So I want to see if he fixed that. That's the main thing I'm looking for there. Topic number 3, NFL Week 4 will wrap up tonight. We got a good Monday night game, Raiders and Chargers. Justin Herbert is unbelievable. Derek Carr has played very well so far this year. The Raiders look like they got a squad. That AFC West looks really, really tough. Right now, who do you think is the best team in the NFL?
The Arizona Cardinals, and not just because they are the only 4-0 team coming out of this weekend. Oh, you will not call Kyler Murray.
They are frauds. They are frauds. You could see that coming a mile away after the Rams. It was so weird the way they celebrated like they won the Super Bowl by beating the Buccaneers. That was so weird to me. I'm like, Sean McVay's been to a Super Bowl before. Why are you celebrating after a week 3 win like this? That was so you could see that coming a mile away. The Rams have also owned the Cardinals lately. You could see that coming. They are frauds. Now, they're good and they'll probably make the playoffs, but I don't think they're contenders. I think it's 2 teams. They're going to have to get some stuff to break the way. And I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury either. I really don't think.
Fair.
It's to me, I think the Chiefs you're obviously always going to put up there because the Chiefs are they're like 2 plays away from being undefeated.
It's so bad. The Chiefs defense.
It is. The defense, there's mad concerns. There are mad concerns on the defensive end. There's no doubt about it. To me, Tampa Bay still has to be in there. You still have to put them in there. But to me, the best 2 teams in the NFL are the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys. I had a feeling about Dallas before the year started, and it's not just because I produced Chris Vernon's show. They're legit. They're good. And I am jealous of how they draft. They are amazing at the NFL draft. I wish we had their front office and our front office that could draft like they do. Diggs might be probably top 5 corner in the NFL right now. This guy's been unbelievable. He was the 2nd round pick, and that was in a draft where they were supposed to be loaded at corners, and he went the 2nd round, and he might be the best one of all of them. And then Buffalo. What Buffalo is doing right now offensively, when you're scoring, in the NFL, like you score 40 points in an NFL game. That is freaking impressive. And they've done it now, 2 or 3 weeks in a row. We're the 35 against Miami. Then they came back with a 40 piece and then another 40 piece. Buffalo to me is, they're scary. And Josh Allen looks like possible league MVP. I might have taken a little bit of $5 on the WinBet app. On the Dallas Cowboys at 20-1 to win the Super Bowl. I thought that was a pretty good odds considering the Bucks are 6-1 and the Rams are 9-1. I thought 20-1 are pretty good odds.
All right. Interesting. I can't go all in. The Bills are one of my teams, but the Bills work better when there's something stacked against them. When all the hype train gets rolling on the Buffalo Bills, that's when they go out, lay a little egg. It was the Houston Texans over the weekend. Who was on the other side of that field.
Scoring 40 is scoring 40. I say the Bills and the Cowboys. You say the freaking Arizona Cardinals. Get out of here. Anyways, we got to wrap up. Jessica, thank you. I'm going to wrap. You did the beginning. I'll do the outro. You were a wonderful guest to have on this week. This has been our 3-Point Stance presented by Mountain Dew.